Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we of course have the next instalment of the South Coast Karting Senior Lightweight Championship. We had a pretty stinky qualifying, so we're going to be starting P9 for the first race, and we'll see if we can gain any positions throughout the night. This one was kind of interesting, started off pretty poorly from a kart and driving perspective, but then towards the end, especially in the final, we actually had some really good racing. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Okay, so lining up all the way back in 9th for the first heat. We'll see if we can make up any places. Got a couple of people we're used to racing around us. Actually, we got Rob and Ryan in front of us. We're going to get on the way here. Have a really bad start. There's Caleb as well. He goes straight into the cone. We're going to have to almost take to the grass to get around it. It's going to slow him down though, so we won't lose any places off the start for once, which is positive improvement. We're going to see if we can go up the side here. I think that might be Jack. He gets a bit sideways, and we can't quite make a move past. You can see Rob's very wide there, so he's going to give Ryan a bad run. As you can see, are we going to be able to follow everyone through? No, not quite. It is very rainy at the moment. Not quite as rainy as we've had before last year when we were underwater. I'm sure you can remember that. But rainy enough to be interesting. Although I quite enjoy going the wrong way around in the wet. Normally, the right way around is just a bit, the karts feel so unresponsive and sluggish as you'd expect them to because it's soaking wet and we're on slick tyres. But when you go in the reverse way, because it's a little bit faster and a little bit more flowy, it's actually quite fun. You kind of have to work with the lack of grip, and you can end up with some decent racing, which we might see here. We've got someone in front of us. I can't quite tell who it is, but they go a little bit wide there, so we'll see if we can sneak up the inside. No, not quite. Now we'll see if we can set ourselves up for a move on the exit here. That's really a good place to get people in the wet and in the dry, but especially in the wet. He has a bit of a funny line compared to us, but he actually gets a better exit, and this is where I'm starting to think, okay, maybe we've been dealt a rough hand with the karts. To be fair, the karts normally are pretty equal, especially in some of the later rounds you'll see, because I'm really far behind on these videos. But at this point, especially this night, it felt like one race you'd be in a really awesome kart and the others you'd be really slow. And maybe that's just because it's wet and you maybe rely on the engine a little bit more. I'm not sure, but in places like this, even though we had a better line, you can see we very quickly lose a lot of time on the power, and I'm not impressed. We've got someone up our inside there. I think is that Caleb? I didn't look left long enough, but it is, yeah, and he's going to go flying through. But this could be a good opportunity for us because I know he's really quick, so we can learn something. We can see maybe there's a way to make up for having a bit of a bad engine. Turns out that wasn't the case. He just flew off. He's a much better driver than me, so you'd sort of expect that. And here, again, you can see just kind of confused with my engine. I definitely was probably taking a bad line, but even then, it's so painful. And obviously it's just luck, and that's sort of, when you have a bad car, you at least have the comfort of knowing you don't have to have it again, and hopefully someone you're racing is going to have it next time. So you can find some positives in it. We're just going to try and basically not finish last. We'll move forward a little bit now to later on. We're about halfway through the race now, still just really struggling with the engine, and left the door open there, trying to get a better run. But yeah, probably shouldn't have. Could have kept it closed and maybe kept the place. But so exasperating. A little bit of a mistake there though. I think that might be Stu. So we're going to see if we can go up the inside. No, not quite. And we're going to have to really take our chances to get back past, because if we are struggling with the kart and it's wet, it could be quite difficult. Could look for a move up the inside there, but that's a risky one in the dry, let alone in the wet when you're not 100% confident in what you're driving. And now we're just going to see if we can stick on the back of him. The gap is opening quite a lot, so we'll resign ourselves to basically just using this as a practice session and trying to learn something maybe about the track conditions, which lines are a bit better than others, where it might be a bit drier than in other places, and hopefully we can use that in Heat 2 to just try and keep the pace a bit. And now we can see the gap even bigger, just got nothing really. The clock's at 0, so we're not going to have too long left of pain, and the cart's sort of starting to make a few funny noises, but that's it. P11, forget about it, and listen to the cart as we come in here. Alright, so that's Heat 1 done, gone, put behind us and forgotten about forever. Let's see what we can do in Heat 2 to make up for it. We're starting right from the back as you'd expect. Bit of a dodgy start, probably wasn't paying enough attention, but someone on the outside there's got a slow exit, so we're going to see if we can make up one place there. Yes, can we make up a second one going up the inside? We've definitely got the line for it. Looks like Luke in front of us is going to brake just a little bit early, and that's going to allow whoever that is to go around the outside. We're going to see if we can cut inside here of Luke. Maybe the track's slowed up just a little bit since Heat 1, and that's allowing us to get a little bit more creative. Someone spun there on the inside, it looked like, or maybe not, because we haven't got up a position. So now, like I said, the track is a little bit drier, so we can be a bit more creative with our lines. It's not as punishing to go off the dry line. You can see there. Just going to see if we can get Luke on the exit. We're going in a group of 4 here, I think, so we've got to be careful. If we lose too much time going for an overtake and don't pull it off, we might end up losing a place, or even 2 if we're unlucky. Although I don't think we have got 2 places to lose now I think about it, which I suppose is one of the benefits to being at the back. But let's see now, can we get a switchback done? No, we had someone just creeping on our inside there. I feel like I've got the pace to be a bit further up. Everyone's starting to stretch out a bit, but we're still relatively close together. Sometimes in the wet, a little bit of a look up or a tap from behind there, which is going to put us offline. We're going to lose quite a lot of time again. But like I said, sometimes in the wet, everyone either sticks really close together for the whole race, and it's great, or a lot of big gaps form. It doesn't tend to be like in the dry where you have sort of a few groups of people on pace, just because it's a bit more punishing for your mistakes. If you make a mistake in the dry, it's whatever. Well, it's mostly whatever. In the wet, you can end up losing loads of time, and it means that there's quite big gaps between people. But this race looks like it's one of the good ones where we're all at least within striking distance of each other. We go for a move up the inside there. We're going to just about pull it off, and he's going to be on our inside. Can we hang it around the outside? No, we're going to lose 2 places. We've got Sean there, who should be way ahead of us. I assume he had some sort of issue. And so we're going to see if we can make a move there. No, he comes across, perfectly fair. Let's see if we can follow him through now. He's gone out a bit wide, which is going to give him a bad run, and we're just not quite going to have the vision to get through. But I know he's probably going to get past this person in front of us very, very quickly. So let's see if we can follow him through when he does that, which is normally a pretty good strategy in karting, especially in sort of faster stuff, because it's chaos most of the time. So if you can take advantage of the chaos, then you'll be in luck. There's Rob going slowly on the inside. Sean's going to manage to get past, we didn't see that. And let's see now if we can go around the outside of Rob. Maybe lacking a bit of commitment there, probably could have gone for a move, but he's going to go deep, so let's cut back, see if we can get around him, and we will. He's just going to let us past in the end, so we'll give him a thumbs up, say thank you, and then we'll get our head down and see if we can make up any more places. We're P10 at the moment, which is an improvement from last, but only by 1, so it's not great. I'd really rather do a bit better. And so let's see if we can. Still just lacking a bit of confidence in myself. When you have a sort of rough experience with a kart, it can make you doubt some of your moves a bit, and you can sort of lose your confidence a bit for the rest of the evening, which you can see here quite a lot. There's a couple of times where it was more like last season. We're going to go for a move there though, not quite pull it off. That could have been a bit of contact there if we weren't more lucky. And we'll see, can we get a switchback done here? Oh, maybe. This can be a good place for a move in the wet. We're going to stick our nose in, but not quite get past. He's going to go very wide though. He goes really wide. and he goes off up into the bank. So we gain a place there. I don't think there was any contact, but yeah, I've not seen many moves like that before. We're going to point forwards to whoever's behind us to say, let's work together. There's a big gap in front. Let's see if we can close it. There's only a couple of minutes left though, but I didn't know that at the time. I'm always a bit worried when I point forwards that people are going to think I'm making other gestures. Thankfully, I've never annoyed anyone with it. But yeah, you always make a very prominent point. It's a finger and nothing else, because yeah, that could be quite awkward once you get back into the pit area at the end of the race. But we are going to see if we can just work together to make up any time on the group in front of us. There was a little bit of fighting, which I'm not sure if you could see on camera, but it was slowing them down a little bit. And so naturally we're going to see if we can take advantage of it. In the end though, we did catch up a bit, just not quite enough, and we're going to come across the line P9, which is, yeah, a couple of places gained, not too bad. Some decent racing, and let's see if we can make up any more places in the final, where I think we'll be starting P10. Okay, it's final time, let's go, and this is a really, really good one. The track has dried up quite a bit now, so we're going to be able to go for some more moves. We've left a bit of a gap so we can sort of jump the start a bit so we get a good run. Not actually going to be needed because the person on our left has a really poor run. I'm not sure what happened there. And then we're just going to sort of hold station. We will obviously gain a place because of the person on our left having a rough time at the start. And we'll go into P9, which is where we finished Heat 2, so we've already matched that at least, as long as we don't go backwards. We've got, I think that's Noah getting pushed out wide a little bit there, and we'll see move up the inside. Can we follow him through? No. That looks like Luke. He's going to get a rough exit. Let's see, can we go up the inside? No, he's covered us off quite well. We are going to stick our nose in though, and we get slowed down a lot. Looks like Stu goes through, so we'll drop down to P10. Bit of a mistake there. I sort of half committed. Again, it's like I was saying earlier, my driving was more like it was last season, where I couldn't fully commit to a move, and that would end up in just losing me and whoever I was racing loads and loads of time, so I wouldn't gain many places in races. I think that rhymes. We're going to go up the inside of Stu here, there. He just, I think maybe got a bit of curb and went wide, but that opens the door for us, which is good. But yeah, stuff like that, we lose time, we lose places. It's very annoying and it's unnecessary, so we're going to try and do as little of that as possible from now on. We've got a big crash up ahead. We're going to gain a few positions from that. We're going to P6, which is really good, and I think we've probably got pace on a few people in front of us as well, which could mean we can end up with a really decent result here, especially considering we were starting 10th. We've cut forwards a little bit further into the race now, sort of almost halfway through. We're still trying to get past Luke, but he looks like he might be struggling a bit with his car. Let's see, maybe we can go for a move up the inside here, just like I tried earlier, and we are going to make it happen this time, and everyone gets through it alive. He is still on our outside though, so we're going to go deep into here to try and stop him from getting a cutback on us. And all good, we are into 5th. We're going to point forward, so let's catch up to Caleb, I think that is, in front, and there again, just starting to form a bit of a group which could slow them down. So let's not fight, catch up, and hopefully we can both gain places. If we keep going forwards like this, we could have a really, really good result on the table. And we've got some clean air now to just get our heads down and catch up. And we're almost halfway into the race now, so we've still got plenty of time to make up more positions. I'm going to use all of that curb on the outside there for our braking, because it's a little bit coarser than the track. So there's more grip, especially when it's rainy, so you can actually brake a lot later and be a lot more aggressive when you're on that bit of track rather than on the normal sort of slick bit. And we've caught right up to this group now. We actually had a really decent pace and a really decent car, which is, I guess, redemption for our struggles in the first heat. We're right on the back of Caleb now, and we're going to see if we can make a move around the outside. We've only got a couple of minutes left. We're almost going to make that stick. See if we can hang it around the outside here. We get right alongside, but just not quite possible. He's going to do to me exactly what I did to Luke earlier on, and he's going to keep that place. And this was a really, really good race. I'll show you as much as I can, but it was quite long to fit all into this video. The other video with the raw uncut race, it's going to be in my full races playlist. It'll probably be the most recent one on there. So we're going to prepare ourselves now for another attack on Caleb. in the kindest way possible. He's taking a little curb there, which seems to be getting him around the corner nicely, but we do have a run on him into here, so I'm going to keep my own line for now and not copy his. If we'd got a bit better grip there, if I'd been a bit smoother, probably could have had a decent run on him out of here, but minor mistakes. Hindsight is 2020. We're going to see, opportunity for a switchback there perhaps, and that would be a really, really good place to get a solid move done. He's going to go quite deep because he takes that tight defensive line into what I guess is turn 2 on the reverse layout. Again, a lot of curb there, just giving me basically a sign that he's not going to let me attack. And we're going to see if we can go around the outside. Again, you can see the difference in grip we had. He got a bit sideways braking on the slick stuff. We're going to get a decent run on him there because we had a better braking on the rough sort of flat curb, the painted curb. We get a really decent run around the outside here, which is great, but it's not really what I wanted because I know he's going to be able to keep me away through this corner here because he has the inside. Really, in that first corner, we want to try and switch back. We'll see if we can switch back here. No, just not quite. We sort of had a bit too good of a run on him, but we'll see if we can go for a move around the outside here. This would be a pretty cool one if we can pull it off. We'll see. We're going to be on the outside again though. Don't quite brake early enough to make it happen, and he did go very deep, so we're going to keep our position. If I'd had sort of the foresight to think, okay, well I know he's going to go deep so I can't get the run, I probably could have broken earlier and got past him, but like I said, hindsight is 2020, and now that I have my GoPro to look back on it, I'll be able to know next time, which is a pretty cool advantage of having it and making the videos. We've got a little bit more of a gap now though, so we'll see if we can catch up. Again on him on braking there quite a lot, and through this whole corner you can see we're just not fighting the kart quite as much, so I think maybe he had a problem with his. We're going to go a little bit deep there and just not quite have the run on him we need. The checker flag's out, and that's it. P5 in the final. Really, really good race there with Caleb, and a really good race overall. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a great time, and
it was really good.
I'll see you all in the next video.
The guy in front, I learned that all from him.
Yeah.
Point there, good point there. Yeah, good.
That was really fun.